Hi, it's Rachel here from Stomping Ground Studios. I'm here today with Karen Ades, who is a practitioner of acupuncture and Chinese medicine. Welcome, Karen.
Hi, Rachel. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming along to chat. Well, in your room over in the Zoom world. So tell us a bit about your background, how you came about to become interested in acupuncture and what you practice now.
I've been interested in natural medicine for a long time. Initially, I did a qualification in remedial therapy, and from there developed an interest in Chinese medicine and did the degree in health science at the University of Technology in Sydney, and then had a practice in Sydney of my own, and also worked at the acupuncture, IVF and pregnancy clinic.
Fantastic. And so how long have you been practicing then?
I've been practicing for about 16, 17 years, most of the time in Sydney, and then I moved back to Adelaide about 3 years ago.
Excellent. And you now have a practice in Unley at Renew Clinic.
Yes, I have a lovely practice in Unley, lovely colleagues, and a really varied practice here, a lot more varied than I had in Sydney. So it's always interesting. I always see new things.
And do you also always get a lot of people that are finding it hard to get relief, pain relief and relief from their conditions with other therapies? So you are sort of a bit of an expert in difficult situations.
I do see a lot of people with very difficult to treat pain conditions or conditions that haven't responded well to other therapies. I have a very collaborative approach. So I like working in conjunction with doctors or chiropractors or other health professionals to get a good result. At clinic, I probably see about 20% of my client base are patients with difficult pain conditions. Then I also I do a lot of women's health still, a lot of fertility and pregnancy. I do some work with autoimmune conditions. And then a lot of very varied miscellaneous conditions as well.
Excellent. So you had to kind of minimize your practice a little bit during the restrictions. Yeah. And what did you do for yourself being at home to stay as calm and positive as you could in that uncertain time?
Yeah, I think things changed very quickly. So in clinic, it was almost daily changes. So I cut down my patient load really significantly. And that meant I had a lot of extra time on my hands. So I did things that I really enjoy doing. I really wanted to get outside. So I did gardening. I got a veggie garden up and happening.
Fantastic. And worms? You got a worm farm?
A worm farm, yes. I love my worm farm. And also I have a dog, so it's a good reason to get out and go for a walk as well. In Chinese medicine, it's really important to have a connection with nature and with seasons to kind of feel the change of the seasons around you and that you're part of it.
And so tell me a bit about how you approach with your practice, how you approach people coming in for treatment. How does it work with Chinese medicine? What kind of approach do you take? Do you look at the whole body? Do you look at specific things? How does that all work for people that don't know much about acupuncture?
The basis of Chinese medicine it's a very holistic approach. So any condition that you have or any symptoms are always looked at in regard to the whole person. What else is going on? I can see, for example, I might see 5 people who all come in with a diagnosis of fatigue, but each of those people I'll treat a little bit differently depending on how it presents for them. Are they more tired at the end of the day or at the start of the day? And then treatment is based on your particular presentation. So I think that's the greatest strength of Chinese medicine, is it's very, very individualized.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So based on the clients that you have seen during this time of lockdown and the coronavirus, what have you found that most people are having difficulties with at the moment?
Yeah, most people who have come in the last few weeks have really noticed that sometimes their pain conditions flare because their routine is really different. They're not doing their regular exercise. They've maybe changed their diet, or they're not having regular treatment, and so pain conditions have flared. And then also it's a really anxious time for a lot of people, and people have come in and they're feeling stressed and anxious. Maybe their sleep is affected, or they're just not feeling comfortable and at ease. I think things really that I've seen the most in the last 6 weeks.
Okay, so if that's the case, are you able to give us a practical tip or something to do at home that's fairly easy and anybody can do it, don't need any equipment or anything, just to help ease the stress or help people to maybe get a better night's sleep?
Sure.
Something like that.
One of my favourite acupuncture points that I use really widely in clinic, a fantastic anti-anxiety and calming point, is on the sole of the foot. And I sent you through a picture.
Yes, I'll get that up. Okay. There we go.
And this point, kidney 1, responds really well with acupressure. So just some firm pressure on the sole of the foot there. You can use a tennis ball and just rest your foot on the tennis ball, or you can just use your thumb pressure. I think just remember that it's not a massage. You're just kind of applying pressure to that area. And it's really, I think, really useful when you're feeling very agitated. Great point if you've been having some difficulties with sleep, or if you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't get back to sleep. This is a very nice point to try. If you're a bit sensitive to the cold and it's coming into winter, it can be lovely to put a heat pack under this spot before you go to bed. 5-10 minutes with the heat pack, and it's a very grounding point. I love this one. I use it a lot on myself.
Excellent. Yeah, that seems like a really straightforward, easy point to remember, and fairly simple to at least just put your thumb there. That's, you know.
There, and you know, if you can take your shoes off, you can kind of do it anytime.
Yeah, exactly. And what a nice way to go to sleep, with a hot water bottle or something on your feet, to warm you up and ease you into a nice sleep. So do you have any other suggestions or tips for people coming into winter, and then also just keeping their immune system up and healthy, especially now?
I would say eat well, eat warm, nourishing foods. So coming into winter is a time where you want to be having slow cooked foods, soups, stews, really warming, nourishing food. That would be my big tip. Gut health and immune health, there's a very strong link there. And so looking after, in Chinese medicine, what we call center qi, digestive qi, is a very nice way to keep yourself warm and protected in winter.
Excellent. Okay, well, pull out the slow cooker and get cooking. All right. Well, thanks, Karen. That's some really great, easy tips for people to follow. And how would someone find you on the internet if they're interested in what you do?
Yes, I have a website at www.karenaddis, karenaddes.com.au, or you can do it the lazy way and just do acupuncture only, and you'll be able to find me that way as well.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much, Karen, for chatting with me, and hopefully we'll speak to you again soon.
Thanks, Rachel.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.